Earlier, we have seen about the patterns, regular expression patterns. We know re.search and re.match. Search is for searching at the starting only. Match is for searching anywhere. But greedy or non-greedy pattern, that is secondary. In terms of primary functionality, re.search, re.match are two things we know. Now we will learn about the third thing called as re.findAll. What is this findAll doing? So what exactly it will be different? Same like the existing patterns, we can have new patterns also. So in this example, I am showing you all the list of patterns we have. But first, in terms of functionalities, if you see, re.match is to get at the starting. re.search means get anywhere, starting, middle, end. But both will give only one occurrence, right? But what if there are multiple occurrences? So then we need to go for findAll. A simple example to say, if I go for like re.match or search, if say this is a search word which I need to find, so I need to find in the entire string. See, I did everything in one shot. See, I know that definitely there will be a result. That's why I did a dot group. If the result is not there, it's not good to do. So I did here. So Python K so and so. If you can notice, search and match both will find in the starting. Because I already did re.ie, ignore case, both are finding in the starting itself. Whereas if I go for like findAll, so things will be different. So if I take like findAll, in findAll, I'm asking the word Python. In this entire string, I need to find Python. How many occurrences are there? Only one occurrence. Did you use, when you did a dot group for match or search, you got like a entire string as it is. But as this gives like more than one, it will give by default list of strings. And here, why it gave only one? Because I didn't give the ignore case flag. If I give the ignore case flag, so Python in any case, you will get it. It can be upper, lower, mixed, anything. Now, did you see how many times Python is occurred? All Pythons came because you told to go for ignore the case. Now, let me go for a practical example. So, if I go for a practical example, sometimes you will have a scenario like this. You have a target string. In the target string, you have like the party is on 23rd of May 2020. So, like that, you have multiple dates and information. In this, if I need to find the number called as a 2, because everything is true to string, so I'm giving a 2. So for 2, it doesn't matter, right? Whether you give ignore case or not. So it makes no sense. Sometimes if it there also, it makes no difference. So how many 2s are there? Here is 1 2. Here is 2020, means 2 2s. And here is another 2020. So like that, wherever 2s are coming, entirely everything is coming. Now I go one step ahead. So here, instead of 2, this time I will ask for 2020. How many times 2020 is there? You got it? Similarly, if I want to search for the presence of any digit, so specific digit we can go, but if you want any digit is fine. If you want, then you can go for /d. I told you patterns are of two types. The slashes mostly will be like this, right? Slash like this. Especially in Windows, whenever you are working, the paths also will be like this. To avoid this problem, they say that you place a R before it. Whenever you are using a slash path slash operator parameters, you use it. So all these are slashes only. And the interesting part is, till now you know dot means any character except new line. So /d, small character means presence of. Capital D means absence of. Everything like presence of, absence of. /w means presence of word. /w plus means, so capital W means absence, like that. And this also, you know, A to Z. So A means like at the starting, same like caret operator. /Z means at the end, means like a dollar operator. And these are like boundaries. I will tell you this afterwards. First, you have gone for this and you are asking, hey, give me /d. Earlier we did only 2 and 2020, but now you are getting every character. But each character you are getting, each number you are getting individually. You are not getting like a group, right? So means like if the see 2020 is one number, it's not 2020, right? It's entirely one number combination. If the digits are continuously coming in a sequence, you should combine them. So for that, what I did this time, I placed a slash d this time, but slash d star I placed. Means if the digit is not present for 0 times also I want, 1 time or any number of times I want. Did you see what you got? Now can you all tell why you got this much big result? From the starting, every character it is checking. Hey, do we have a number? No. 0 times it is present, right? So has 0 times present, it gave like empty. 1 time it present, 2 times it present. It doesn't matter, everything it is giving. So this is not we are expecting. Now did you all understand? This is not a good scenario for us. For us, what needed is minimum the digit should be one character, one digit or more than that. So star doesn't work in our scenario. For us, plus will work. Now did you see that? Slash d plus means you got all the numbers and numbers only together. So this is what I mean to say. Certain cases, certain things will be better suitable. We should use that in accordance. At the same time, if I go for one more, so instead of you giving slash d, we can also tell that, hey, give me plus like this. You see in this case, both will work in the same way. But the difference I will tell you. Slash d you gave, right? Same like that, 0 to 9 we gave. So you were asking for presence of one digit. Like that individually you got. But same like the above, we cannot use a ampersand, but you can use a plus operator. Means minimum one, more than one also fine. Now did you see? Same like how you did earlier. The same thing here also worked. So now you understood that there are multiple patterns for the same purpose. How they came, that is an evolution cycle. We are not into that business. But be aware that you have these two options. Okay. So next. So with this, what is the advantage, sir? If you do like a slash d, you are confined to tell that how much all the digits you want. Here, if you give this kind of pattern, you can confine in terms of like how you want. Say like you are not interested in all the numbers. Say like you are interested from 1 to 5 only. I can give that within 1 to 5 only how many times occurring they are giving. Maybe like this 1 to 5 only, I want all the occurrences. Means if there are together also you want. So 2020 is together, right? So like that you got it. And you see here, whenever 23 is there, you got it. But when you got beyond it, it is not giving. Sir, did you see that 2020 consecutive number? But why we didn't get? Because 0 is outside our bounds, right? So that's what you should be aware. So similarly, if I want specifically, okay, sir, I am not interested in all the characters. I am interested in only specific characters. Then we can specify that. I am interested in 3, 4, 7, 5, 7 like that. These are not contiguous. I can give in my own order. Say like I gave only 3, 5, 7. See, only 3, 5, 7, if they are present, you are getting it. Others you are not getting. So like that explicitly, if you want a particular character or anything, we can give. In the same line, if you want to find the presence of any word, this is very interesting. I told W, right? Capital W and small w. Small means presence of, capital means absence of. So if you want like small alphabets, capital alphabets and numbers together, it's like one shot. Alphanumeric. If I give presence of alphanumeric, so except the character numbers, you got almost all right. Oh, even numbers also came because those are also alphanumeric. At the same time, you got each character individually. Rather than that, you want words out of it. If you want words out of it, I can give like this. I give a slash w plus. Means wherever there is a word, you get that word individually. Did you see that? Hi, everyone, the party, so and so. So especially when you're working with strings, so like text analytics, etc. So when you want like individual words, this is the best way of doing things. So apart from this, so you know about the presence of absence of this W. The same pattern can also be repeated using the other way. I think by now you understood already. So if you want A to Z, capital A to capital Z, 0 to 9. So this is same, right? So whether you give this or this, both these two will give the exact pattern. So same like presence of W, right? So exactly you got the same answer again. And in the same fashion, if you are writing like this, you can have a say like, if you want only lower characters, you can give only lower characters, but like a combinations you want. So like that you can specify only lower characters. Wherever there is a high, so capital letters you are not getting that. No exception, no IST, nothing. So in the same fashion, if we are interested in something like a only capitals, or like if I'm interested in only like something like, you see now, I am interested in ovals. It can be capital or lower, but I want ovals. Wherever ovals are there, I want all the ovals. So I can do like this. Or if I am interested in like either capital or lower, only alphabets, like a words together. So I got like a words. It can be alphanumeric, a combination also. So like that explicitly I can do, or implicitly I can do. At the same time, let me go for one more thing. So till now we are doing for the presence of everything. So in the last leg, let me go for the presence of a slashes. This is really, really important. Presence of slashes means white space. So there can be plenty of white space. Did you see now? Initially, you have gone for a new line, means there is a slash n. So slashes doesn't mean that only white space. White spaces we call. White spaces is a word for all these things. Means like a white space, slash n, slash r. All these things are called as white spaces. So tab space, all these things are white spaces. So if you get so like this, you're getting all the white spaces. And observe, very interestingly, I will tell you something interesting. Till now you did a slash small access like that. If I do a slash capital S, it will do the reverse of what we did. Means absence of white spaces. Wherever a white space is not there, the remaining things it will give. Now did you see that every one question mark, that is completely absence of white space, right? So like that it will give. Or like if I go for the words, right? So you know the combination of words. So which we saw in the top. So let me take in the same line the words slash W, right? Slash W, slash capital W. So presence and absence of it. So the first one is presence of words. So second one is absence of words. So like that we can do anything whichever we need. All the patterns can be done. Hope it's clear. Now, along with these patterns, so if you want to know further, more into these patterns, okay, so we can see into the, yeah, so this is another set of patterns which I want to show you. So that is into slash W basically. So I made a list of everything together so that you can understand. Instead of I doing, I am showing you clearly. So this is like slash B. Maybe like this time I will use Jupyter Notebook to help you understand. Jupyter Notebook means what? So in the terminal itself, you write like Python, IPython. IPython means you'll get a console where you can work. As I have everything framed here, I just want to use it. So first, if I want to use import RE, you see if I do RE, so I can do like a tab. It will give all the options we have. So these are all advantages we can get in the command line only. So that is the IPython, right? So re dot search, I'm going. Search or match means the difference is like get only one or any numbers. That's the difference, right? Now let me go to this search first of all. So it is saying like my name is Ethan. My name is Ethan. So we want to find the word called as my. The word called as my. You got it right? Fine. So now if I go for like my name is Maithili. My name is Maithili. Did you see? It found in the first two digits itself. You got it. Anyhow, like search will try to find only in the first. That's how it works. And if I go for like re dot find all, find all. Now you see, when I asked for my, I got what? My name is Maithili. You got two things, right? Because here also there is a Maithili. So here also there is a Maithili. So same exactly. I didn't give a case insensitive. Exact case only I got. But sir, if I want the word my, only if it is like a word I want. Means if it is part of some other word I don't want. In that case, how to do means we need to prepend it with a slash b and subsequently place a slash b. Means I am saying it is a boundary. So the boundary should be there like that. Before and after there should not be anything. So if I do like this, it will tell, oh yeah, there should be an R. So don't forget to write R whenever you have slash characters. Hope you understood, right? When I didn't get it because of this only. So the moment I read a slash, then it worked. So now did you see in this case, I got only one my because Maithili is not part of it, right? Or else, see carefully. If I give this time only one boundary, means left side only there should be a boundary, right side didn't give a boundary. Hope you understood? Left side there should not be anything. So it should be the starting of the word. So like that I give. So that's the reason this is also at the starting. This is also at the starting. So that's why only one side boundary I gave, right? So that is the beauty of boundary. Now, at the same time, if I go for one more thing, if I say that, slash D means both sides B, means like both sides there should not be any white spaces. That's what I told. But in the left side, there is a white space, right? For this Maithili. So that's why you don't get it. Now, if the left side I removed it now, so left side I didn't give anything. It can be presence or absence. But in the right side I gave that there should not be a white space. Slash capital B means absence of a white space or a boundary at the end. So slash capital B in the other side. So that's what you got. And similarly, so you can search for this thing. This is very interesting. So this is a search, search or match means like it will give like one or more occurrence. That's the only difference. But if I do like a find all of, see like the previous statement it is giving to help us. So if I give like R of slash, the moment we did a slash, R should be there, such that only one slash. So it will try to find the presence of a slash. You see, one slash presence I asked. Here also it is showing one slash only, but it is trying to escape the previous slash. So let me give you the other side. If I give like this, now did you see? So hope you understood how this works, right? Whenever you have a single slash like this, it tries to escape the next character. So that's why when your root is R, it will treat these two as two separate slash characters. So that's the reason when you're trying to search for a character called slash, it found two slashes. Because this is one of the interview question which was asked. So that's what I'm telling. So the same find, instead of you writing an R, so if I do like this, so two slashes. So I gave like this, it thrown an error, right? So that's what we should be aware of. So two slashes, if you give, it tries to find a slash, which is like difficult. So if I give four slashes, it works. but 2 slashes doesn't work. So hope it's clear till now. So whatever we have discussed. So if you want this content to be persistent, you can take it and you can store. So you can take this option and you can store. So for that, we can take in the dot strings, because like we cannot store all the things, right? This is the easiest way of storing. Now after this, so going further to the next part of this is in the find all again. We know how find all will help us. So we can find like multiple patterns, that also you have seen. So within this pattern, what I want to try is that if I go for slash d, so this is very important. Generally, when you are working with numbers, this will be very crucial. So that's why this time I want to work on a program, CLS and Python, KC, so and so. You see, I did a slash d, means it will check for only the numbers. But did you notice some problem here? So there are some integers, there are some floating point values. So there are some floating point values also. But don't you think that it is recognizing this number should be together as a single number, right? But it is identifying as two separate numbers. So this is a standard problem when you are working with these things. Then how to address this problem, sir? So in that case, we can go for a dot. So what we can do, the same option, but a slight difference. I would say that there can be a dot also. After that, there should be a dot, I told. So generally, if you write a dot, what it will think? There should be numbers. After that dot means like any character. It will not think like just a dot like us. Even a white space also it thinks like a character. Because we think dot as an ordinary character. Sometimes in real world, we have this kind of scenario where you have a real world operator, but that is a regular expression operator. Then how to work in that case? So whatever the operator, we have a thing which is common across. For that, we need to place a slash. If this time, if I place a slash, the moment I place a slash, it will think it as an ordinary operator, not like any character. So now if you see the difference, you will notice that. Did you see? Unlike the previous case, you're not getting like a dot or like space or something else, right? But in this case, it is more matured. Only if there is a floating point values you are getting. But it is not completing in full. Means the decimal part after decimal, you are not getting. So to get that, what we need to do? So after this dot also there can be a slash d, right? So we can give. So if I give like a slash d, you are getting some numbers. If you do floating point values, there can be a number, there cannot be, may not be, right? So it doesn't mean that you want all. So then in that case, if you write a plus, then what happens? So whenever there is a floating point value, you are getting as it is, right? So the entire floating point value you are getting. So slash d dot slash d like that. At the same time, so we found this as one of the advantage. So we found it. So it is working perfect. Same like this, we can also do the other way. Here what we learned, there is a dot operator we want, which is like having a collision with our regular expression operator. That's why we placed a slash. But if there are multiple characters, will you place multiple slashes? No. In that case, it's better to use the square braces. Square braces primarily will escape any of the character. It will not treat it like a regular expression operator, but like an ordinary character. So that's the reason in both the cases you got the same result. So that is how it works. Now see, you got a floating point values. Now sir, I want both floating point values and integers together. It's not like only floating point values. I want to get like both of them. Then how to get it? So only decimals we understood, only floatings we understood. So means if there is a dot, it can be there once, and after dot there can be characters are present, right? If you want that kind of scenario, now I want a combination of both the numbers. Then how do I get? So what I need to do is like the second part should be optional. So in that case, what I can say for this dot, I can write like a question mark. Question mark means if it is present, it can be present. If not, also fine. So in that case, if I write like this, what will happen? So if I execute this time, you can notice that the same number which is coming, but for the second part, I didn't give like again a question mark. But fine. So there should be a dot star, and between that there can be a dot, and so and so. Means overall it will get all the characters together. Now, did you see the integers you got and the floating point values? So negative floating point values or whatsoever you have. So all the numbers. So, but one point here. So is like same like the above. If I want to do this one also, what we need to do? The same point. So after the dot slash, you write a question mark. Even for this also the same thing. So in fact, what is the advantage of going for like this means whenever you have multiple such operators, regular expression operators, if you want to escape, you can do like this. So both are giving the same way. You are getting points also. So both are good. So finally you got a floating point values. So both integers and floats. But did you see that you are not getting negative floating point values? Negative means, so in the floating point value, there is a minus, but that minus symbol is not coming in the output. So what if you want to get the negative? It doesn't mean that everything will be negative, right? So if I go further, you can notice that if I do like a minus, minus should be there before. Minus is not a regular expression operator, it will give it as it. But this give only the minus value. What if you want positive, negative, so integers and all the things together? Then in that case, we can write a question mark. Means the negative can occur one time or zero or one time. So and others. Now we got positive, negative, floating and integers all together. So this is what is expected, right? So you got it. You made use of all the patterns that we want. So especially, so this is the way that we work with the numbers basically. So this is the real world examples. Next, coming to the last thing about the email validation. To understand the concept of email validation, so we need to work on this pattern. So first, if I have some message called as yes, from this if I need to find. So simply I can pass the same thing here also, like an input extra and do it. So or like this indirectly also we can do. So we can make a print out of it to make it easy for you to understand. So I can say like print of email IDs. So it's easy for us to understand and do like this. So that's why I wrote. So if I say like a pattern, I have a message. It's easy for us to digest. So I wrote like a slash s star means absence of a white space. Anything can be there. After that, there can be a ampersand. After that, there can be anything. Now we see it's like a one big shot for all together. If you see now email validations, you got both the email IDs. At the same time, you didn't get at 2 p.m. because before that there is nothing. So you can write email IDs like this crazy, so which is very small, but you got it right. So or else you can write a very complex uh, pattern also. In fact, this doesn't work in all the cases. Just give one use case. So similarly, if I have one email IDs, big email IDs, for this also can I do the same way? So I have a string right now. So I can say like print of re dot find all of whatever the pattern we have first, and the second one is the target string. So I will take the same pattern whatever we have and I'm using it. Basically email ID means this should be there, right? That's what I'm doing. Now did you see I got all the patterns or did I get some garbage also? Did you see that there is some garbage also which is coming, which is not a true email ID? So this is what I want to say. So a pattern doesn't mean that it will work in all the use cases. So we should see, to address our use cases, we need to go for a pattern. So now we understood that the first pattern we developed is not working here. So we need to develop our own separate pattern. Maybe I will write one more pattern. So this time what I will do, I'll make it very genuine. So one by one, I want to match. So first, I want to match this one. How do you match? I go like this. So if I need to match, first there can be an alphabets, right? I don't even go for this R to make it easy. So first I will say like, there can be alphanumerics, right? So slash W. So slash W can be there, slash S also can be there, or else to make all together in one shot I will give. A to Z you can have. So after that plus means more than one together. After that there should be an ampersand symbol. So then there should be like A to Z, A to Z. Then there should be a plus operator. So then there can be a dot operator. In fact, a dot is not a direct one. So you can place a slash before it. And after that, you can have again A to Z, right? A to Z plus. So like that, I wrote a pattern. Now, if you see what will happen in the third case, you are getting some patterns. Good. But did you get all the patterns correctly? Did you observe this bar dot so and so? Did you see what happened it? Where is bar dot co dot? The first pattern is coming perfectly, but not every mail ID is like that, right? If you see here, there is a double extension that's at the last. At the same time, you have the like this. So this also didn't come. Okay. At the same time, here you have mubin.tom at the rate of hack.com. But you got like a Tom only. Means you didn't get a dot. So the simple case, I can write a dot. Dot inside means what? So it is one of the characters. So generally in the starting and there can be a dots. I wrote the dots as it is. So means like maybe I don't mature this code, I write separately. So like that, if you remember better, okay. So if I write like this, that's the maturity. So every time you see this, more patterns coming. So mubin.tom came. So at the name like Harini underscore new at the rate of in.com means underscore is something which is also a possibility. So then I will do like one more. Maybe like I'll comment these two. But like here, I will add an underscore also because the underscore also is a possibility. Maybe here also in sometimes domain name has an underscore. So I wrote that also. Now we got better number of things. But still, so did you see that this bar at the rate of test.co.uk, this didn't come. So bar oh, this came finally. Yeah, it came. So like this. And is there anything else which is pending? So Python at the rate of program.com. So first one you got. Python at the rate of gmail.com. This is the second one. So in third line, fourth line, so the next foo.bar. So demo. So bar at the rate of test.co.uk. Then like, so websites. So this media.com, Outlook, so and so, fine. At the same time, okay, what if user has added two more email IDs? So sometimes you can give like support at the rate of so Microsoft.com. Someone has written like this. So this is another pattern. Will you get that pattern? No. The reason being you are not handling the capital letters. So obviously email IDs doesn't make any difference with the patterns. But if it is a text and if you need to read the content, you need to ensure that you are passing. So I should say like capital A to Z, and here also capital A to capital Z, and maybe in domain names also someone can write, right? So if I do all the things now, did you see support at the rate of Microsoft.com? Okay. So like that, we should mature ourselves whenever you're writing a pattern. So in the same fashion, now an assignment for you is like, in these lines, try to get the phone number format. So find all four numbers. So try to match both Indian, so UK based, US, all kinds of patterns. Try to say and take one example. Go step by step. You cannot do all at one shot. So though I have these many email IDs, I have gone one by one, right? So to address one at the same time not affecting the other. How I have approached. In the same fashion, you can try. Next. So till now you understood about the patterns, how many times and so, how many occurrences you are finding. But sir, how many max occurrences it can be there? This concept is called as pattern repetition. What do you mean by pattern repetition means? So if there are some examples, this is a very example. There should be A followed by B, and B can present star. Like till now, star and others are like greedy patterns, right? If I write star, 0 or any number of times. If I write plus 1 or any number of times. But you are not specifically telling 3 times or 10 times or anything. If you want to give that number, that's where this will be useful. Now I have different kinds of patterns. Now if you see, first case, what I'm trying to say, first A should be there, followed by that, so B should be there those many number of times. Now did you see, I'm saying in first time that A should be there and B should be 0 times. In all the cases, A is there and B is 0 times. You got those results. Similar in the second case, I told A should be there, followed by that B should be 2 times minimum. So first two will not come, but from third onwards it will come because A is there and B 2 times. So here also A is there, B 2 times. So till what it want only it took it. So I told A should be there and B 5 times. So the last two only have like that. You got it. So like that you can specify. At the same time, we can also ask that, hey, I can ask values between 2 and 5. Means A should be there. But for B, so minimum 2, maximum 5. Any number of times it can occur. So minimum 2 times, max 5 times. All occurrences you got it. Means it's not just one, but we can give. I still remember this one crazy example called as Ashiki. So if you remember the Ashiki movie came way back, that is still a memory. So you see like Ashik. So when I don't know Hindi, so it used to be difficult for me to understand. Ashik I used to call it is Ashik, right? So we should two A's should be there. So whenever I want to say like one A or two A, both should be matched. So I have gone like this. And did you see? I wrote a question mark also after that. Means they should not go beyond that or like minimum that. What do you mean by this? Till now we know if you give specifically numbers, you will get that much. If I give minimum and maximum, you get it. But if I give like 1 comma 2, minimum and maximum, and if I remove a question mark, it will make it non-greedy. What do you mean by non-greedy, sir? Means, so see here, there are two years, right, in the Ashiki. So it is going to max like this. Ashiki, max 2 times. You got it. So in the second case also, so using search, search and match means at the starting only, right? It doesn't make much difference. So, but even if I give like the other example, you see here, this time I took only one A and I'm asking, see, so whenever you have how much, you have one, it matched it, two also it matched it. So like that. And in the same fashion, if you use this question mark with like more number of A's, that's where you will understand the reality. Did you see now in this case? So now we understood only one word, right? Match or such doesn't matter. I told minimum one, maximum two, but if I have more number of A's, then it will pick whatever it needs. That's it. Now, don't you think it is a non-greedy pattern? It's non-greedy pattern, right? So making it non-greedy. So that's what I want to prove here. Non-greedy pattern. So maximum, if you do like that, it will try to limit. So one more example to say is like, you see in this case, I gave like a 1, 2 or like two twos. Observe these last two differences, you will understand. In the first case, I wrote a question mark. So it fixed it with one only. Means if it has minimum one, it will fix with one only. So if I don't add a question mark, maximum how much it is there, it will go till that. So like that we can make the patterns. And the last thing about this pattern is, this is like a crazy pattern. So this crazy pattern I will tell you, you will slowly understand. So first let me go for this example. So what is this first time you are writing a brace like this, sir? This concept is called as a grouping. Till now we did a search dot group like that, right? Now we can do a group like this. So if you write like parentheses, it will make a group. So this group, if you want, you can say group of one, because in this case only one group is there, we can ask it. So group of 0 or group of 1 will be the same. But like what it is like, there should be two characters, and the two characters can occur 0 or any number of times. You got it? And similarly, now if I'm saying two characters should be there, but they should be present only once. Once or more than once. And if I'm saying this time, two characters should be there. If it is present one time, fine. If not, also fine. So did you see that there is a slight difference between these three answers? First two are like greedy patterns. It need to fund for like two characters at a time. From first two onwards, it is finding all the characters. Did you see that AL is the first batch? Next again, it found two characters. Next again, it found two characters. Now that's the reason, as these two are greedy, you got the last pattern which was matched. Whereas this is non-greedy, it will be sufficient with the first occurrence itself. AL is the first group, it was fixed with that. Hope you understood about the concept of greedy and non-greedy patterns. So fine. So next, I told many things about the dot all also I told, if I remember. Like, I told whenever we are going for a dot operator, we cannot go for beyond a line because it cannot find anything outside it. So till now we know the ignore case is one of the flag. Like dot all also I showed yesterday, but again showing again. If we have like one string and if you're asking to find all, so generally it will not go beyond one line because it will stop at dot all. So if I do like a dot star means the previous any character any number of times. It's the most greediest part. But it didn't give the entire things in a single line because so it is like treated as a separate thing. At the same time, find all will give all such occurrences. But if I go for a RE dot search, then you will understand only one thing it won't. Today is Friday. It stopped at the dot. So why, sir? Why it stopped like that? So that is because of this. It cannot go beyond the line. So to limit that, they gave it like that. And if you want to go to multiple lines, we can use dot all or like RE dot S. Then it can go for beyond a line also and do it. So now, if I like this, if I ask anything like say like this, today should be there followed by dot star, and I gave an S, the entire line you are getting. At the same time, if I go for the same example like this, what will happen? Today dot star means today should be there followed by dot star, but today T is not capital. Now did you see what is saying? Attribute error. So till now, why you are doing dot group? We know pretty sure that that group, it will give a result. That's the reason I did a group. So whenever the result is not coming, we cannot do a search. It will throw an error. Then what is the solution, sir? So in this case, how to facilitate this problem? To avoid this problem, what I can do, re dot I can do. If I do re dot I, ignore case. But did you see that it didn't go beyond a line? So means if you want to apply more than one flag, in this particular case, you want to find both ignore case at the same time dot all. In that case, you can go like this. Whenever you have multiple flags, you can do a pipe operator to pass all the flags. So then it will do. So like this in future, you can get like multiple flags. So whichever flags you get it, you can just use it. So these are like flu flags I told. So next, not only these flags. So down the line, if you go, there were like quickly I will show rather than discussing much. So about the ASCII and Unicode flags. If you see here, so I do a /W, presence of any alphanumeric, right? So presence of any alphanumeric. So by default, it will not give all the values. If you see this example, you will notice that. You see CLS and Python, so N so and so. So in the first case and second case, did you observe? In the first case, you got all, both the things. /W means in Python 3, it is like a Unicode by default. That's why even non-English also you got it. But in the second case, if I say re.I, means only the ASCII characters we want. So that's what we are saying. So similarly, if I go further with a find all also, the same work works. So this flag, so if you are okay with like a ignore case and also only ASCII you want, you can specify like that. So same like ignore case, we also have something called as Unicode. So you want like Unicode characters, you can specify that. So that case also you can specify. So like this, give a try, you will understand. This is another flag. Just like if we have anything else, any other special characters, if you want to escape that, this is also very much useful. Whenever you have a raw text file, which has like multiple strings, and you want to parse them, you can use that re.escape. If you see in this case, the key has like a dot, but dot, so so regular expressions can understand in a different way, right? But if you want to escape that, you use a re.escape. So anything you give, it will try, whenever there is a regular expression character, it will try to give a slash extra. Plus is a regular expression character. Dollar is a regular expression character. So caret symbol is a regular expression character. So wherever regular expression characters are there, it will do a slash before it, such that we can use it. So whenever you are doing a text analytics or web scraping, so these are like very much useful. So the last part in this is about, so search groups means like you are searching the values or you are finding the values, but fine. But if you want to group them, so that's where we need to go for this one. What is this group, sir? How it can help us? So till now we do that. You give one pattern, you give one word, it will try to get the group. You give one pattern, you give a string, it try to get the things. If the result is there, you are getting a group, right? So that's what we know. You see, in this case also the same thing gonna happen. So this is the traditional approach. Now the concept of group, I will tell you slightly different. So for this, the same pattern called as Uday Prakash, this is the presence of a word, this is absence of a word, and this is presence of a word. I am thinking like word space word. So can I do like this? Presence of a word plus I did. So white space is only one. That's why /W capital only once I get. So like this I get. Now don't you see I get it? But what is the problem here? In the second case /W, I didn't give a plus. So that's why it matched only one character. But if I give a plus, the second word also completely matched. And also, in the second, it doesn't mean that word. It can have any other character, right? If I have question mark also, it will match. But it is, to be precise, a white space. So instead of checking for absence of something, check for presence of something. That is a realistic approach. So if I do like this, now I have it. Now what I will do extra is that, so in this pattern, whatever I got, I try to do something called as the groups. Group is like till now we know, but for this there is something called as the groups. So what is this group, sir, means? So what are the patterns I have? I want the first word and last word. I am not interested in white space. So that's why the first word around I gave like a parenthesis. Second word around I gave a parenthesis. But it is making no difference. You're getting the same result. So if I do like a group or like a group of 0, you get the same answer. But sir, I am interested in only a specific things. So then you need to understand one thing. The moment grouping happens, it will have two values. So which is the 0th value and first value. Or else if you see here also, you'll understand the same. This is the 0th value, this is the first group. Sorry, or like, indexing is generally from 0 onwards, but here you should call like this. So by default, if you do group or 0, both are will be same. But if you give like a group of 1 or 2, that's where you will understand. If you see in this case, I'm asking group of 1, group of 2. So group or group of 0 will give the same result, but group of 1 and 2 will give the actually different things. So this is how the groupings work. Whenever you wrote like, sir, I have like multiple groups. So if there are 2, 3, 5, 10, you cannot go and ask for a group of 0, group of 1 like that. So how many groups are there? You want all the groups. In that case, we can go for something called as groups. Group is different from groups. The moment you did a group, you get all the groups it has, like in a tuple. So that is the advantage of going for this. Sir, this is good, sir. But like, I am not sure like which one is the first name, which one is the second name. I should be sure only directly like this, right? So I don't have any other way. Then what is the solution, sir? In that case, we should go for something called as a group dict. The same search, instead of a group, we go with something called as a group dict. Means till now you know the story. So how it is working. So if you want like groups, how to get also I told. So as we have like a group index, so based upon this group index, we can ask. So group of 0, group of 1 are like groups. So till now, this is what we learned. So CLS and Python 0B, so and so. You got it. And in the same fashion, if you want the specific groups, which one you are part of, means for every group you want to give a name, or we call it as a label. If you want like that, we should go for something else. The pattern should be like, there is a concept called as pattern like this, pattern matching. So we should specify like this. So this is something very interesting. From now onwards, these are called as Perl compatible regular expressions. Till now, whatever you learned is like a regular expressions. This is like an extra stuff. So we should give in this pattern. So for anything. So whenever you are drafting, so this name, we should give in this way. Say the same pattern I take, but this time I add this one. So what we need to do is like, so we should say like question mark P, and followed by that you give a name. That's it. If you want any name, like I can write a first. So you write your own pattern. So whatever we want. So and similarly for the second one. So question mark P, and within that we need to write like this. So first name, so say like last name. I have groups. So I can get the same thing. So if you ask, you get it. So it makes no difference because you did a dot groups. So groups will give the entire thing. But from this pattern, we can also specify like how we want after giving this. So means like, so when you give this pattern, we can ask both the ways. Say, I want dot groups or dot group or like that specifically. Even if you write this pattern also, it makes no difference. But whenever you did a dot group, so you can group with that label, you can ask the values. Say, hey, give me the first value, give me the second value, like that. So whereas if you do a group dict, that makes really difference. When you did it earlier with the groups, you got like a tuple, but this time you get a dictionary. So this is much useful in real world a lot, because in real world when you're analyzing a log, let's say, so when you're analyzing a log, you want like what is the timestamp, what event happened at what time. So that kind of things if you are analyzing, so if you are giving like a tuple of values, it will be difficult, right? If you create like a dictionary, it is more readable. So in those cases, it will be really handy. So fine. Next, so based upon these things, these learnings, we can go for the next one. The last two things are split and split text. In the same lines, so we can go for the next thing called as re dot split. So till now we are trying to find something. So now, after finding something, if you want to split it, that's where it will come. Say like if I'm going for, so import re, re dot find all of some pattern. Say like I'm searching for, say, dot dot, and I have some pattern, say like some big number, say IP address I have, and I am trying to find. If I have something like an IP address, generally, if I am trying to find, what will happen? If I do like re dot find CLS and PY, EA, so and so, find will find all the presence of all the, and we know dot is like a any character. So it doesn't matter like what you give, it will match all. So rather than going for that, we can give for a slash, or you can go for like a, so within the braces. We can go within the braces. So in these both cases, it tries to find how many dots are there. So this is what we know. But in the same fashion, instead of a dot, we can go for a split. So what split will do is like, so it will first find what are the patterns are there. Based upon that pattern, it will split it. So the character or the pattern on which we are splitting is not present in the output, but you got the remaining values. So this is how you do a pattern dot split. So whenever you have values, so you can also specify how many splits also you want. Say, if I take this one example, as anyhow both will do the same job, I am taking this one, or like this one is more professional enough, I take this one. So this split, when it is doing, I can additionally pass information like max splits. So here, for this, I can pass another information called as, say, 1 if I do. So if I do like a 1 split, now did you see only 1 split happen? So, and here I can say like 0, say I can do 1, I can say 2, I can say 3, I can say 4, I can say 5. So 0 through 5, I gave some splits. Now, did you see what happened? When I gave 0, it did like the default. So how many times are there? Those many times. So default as, so if you don't write anything, so that's what default. So all splits. So similarly, if I give 1 split, only 1 time it will split. The remaining things you will see. So next 2 splits if you give, so 2 times it will split, and the remaining you will get it. So when I gave like this, I got only 1. So when I give like a 2 splits, 2 times it will split. So it will have like 3 parts. And if I give like a 3 times, anyhow there were occurrence only 3 times. It is doing the max. And subsequently, if you give any big number also, it doesn't matter. So if I give 0 or the number of times is greater than what it has, so it will split like that. So this is all about the split operation. So regular expression splits. At the same time, like split, there is one more thing called a substitute also. So splitting is one option, then substitution. So how to do the substitution? So first we need to find the pattern on what you want to find, and that you need to do. Say like this time, I want to get a pattern. Say that pattern I want to substitute. You see in this case, I am taking a compile. See, compile when we do on the single pattern, if you want to do multiple operations, you do a compile. So this time I did a braces, in that I give like this. Means either a blue or white or red. So means it's like an OR operation. For anything it will do. Now for these things, so if I do like a, for this pattern, dot match or group. For match or such, when you want values, you need to do dot group. For find all, you need not do a group because it will by default give a list. So if you see in this case, EY, Q so and so. Did you see? So first it found the pattern. That pattern it is trying to find. So in the first case, there is a blue lorries, no white lorries, no red lorries. Oh, there are red lorries. But match will try to find only in the static. But search can do anywhere, but it will do only once. But coming to the find all, it can do how many times it occurs. There is both blue and red. Both are coming. There is no white. So, but say, so only these two came. So that is how you know. Now, based upon this, if I want to substitute something else, means from this pattern, so till now, the RE dot substitute also we can do, or like this also. Dot substitute of color with this thing. So wherever you have this pattern, so substitute with color. So in this particular target string. So wherever there is a blue, wherever there is a red, so both will be substituted by color. Did you see? And when you are substituting also, we can specify like sub n. Substitution is different, substitution n is different. Means when, how many times it is substituting also it is telling. Now, assignment for you is that, so try to find, to limit the number of substitutions. Number of substitution means there can be like 3 times, but you want only 2 times to be substituted. So can you do like substitutions like that? Or the substitutions can also be done. So in terms of the numbering, means like left to right or right to left. So that kind of order. So that you please research a bit. Similarly, for the substitutions also in the Perl compatible regular expressions, so they gave some kind of patterns to help us. So means like this is like ordinary substitution. In the Perl, how we can do is like Perl based. So first we have a text. So for this text, first we need to write a compile. So I will do like a compile to get it. So pattern I write, pattern is equal to re dot compile of. So in Perl, what we do? So whenever you are writing a group, first you write a question mark and a P. This is a mandatory thing. And after that, you give some name or whatever you want. So for this, if I write like something like a X. X is one thing which you are finding. Say I want to find the presence of slash S X. So, or like you write something, something like a word. Word is like the that label you give. So this label, if you want to substitute with something else here, so means like in this pattern only. So there should be hello, so word, and there should be another pattern. If I give the next pattern, so I want to find for something. So like then I want to work with it. So I can give any pattern. So I can do like a pattern dot so find or search or anything. So if I do like pattern dot find all, so like that also we can do in a multiple lines. So if I do like print of pattern dot find all. So what I'm trying to say, so in this particular script, I want to pattern dot find all is missing a string. Find all in where this text. I'm giving this text. So if I give that text, it is doing. So what I am trying to ask, presence of a slash s, capital S, means absence of white space I want. So maybe like the second part also I will add. So means like every line there are 2 words, right? Hello, hello, so goodbye, space, so and so. Like that I will add a next one more parameter. So like this one group, another group I will add. This time it is not like a because I don't want a name to this group. See, for this group, I want a name. So that's why I wrote a label called as word. So for this group, I wrote like this. So there should be a white space followed by here also word, right? Which is like absence of a slash s I wrote. Then there is a white space. So then I wrote like a slash s plus means there can be one or more, minimum one or more than one white spaces should be there. So then for that white space, this also there is the pattern word was given. So means like the same pattern can again be repeated instead of you writing again. So if the same pattern need to be repeated, so instead of again doing a capital slashes, you can just do like that so that we can reuse it. Like how you define a word and reuse afterwards, right? Variable like that. And so like that if you want to find. So I try to find it, it is getting it. So now you got like Hello you got. Hello. So space, so word like that you have, right? So that's what you have. So you got it. And for that, further, if I work on this one, so further, if I want to enhance this pattern, saying it slash s plus so and so. So now if you see, it will further try to get. So it's not like that. Means, okay, it should be followed by white space I wrote, like plus. Okay, fine, leave it. So you got it now. Now, like this find all, if I want to go for a search or a match. So what if I do like, if I go with a search? So find all will go, but if I do like a search, search can go for anywhere, but it tries to find like this. So it is finding something, but if I ask for a group, it tries to do like this. At the same time, for the same pattern, whatever you did, I can do a pattern dot substitute also. Pattern dot substitute means what I need to do. So what slash g means I want to use this word, whatever you do. Slash g if I use, it tries to use global words which were defined in the patterns with respect to this object, it tries to get it. So from there it tries to get, maybe I will assign the result to something like a result and I try to use it. You see now what happened? So how many words are there? You are getting all. And also I forgot to write one more mention is that whenever you are going for multiple lines, it's better to use a pattern like this called as re.m or like multi-line. Whenever you want to find in multiple lines, we can use this pattern. So if I use this pattern, so generally it will help. So, but for find all, it's not, whenever you have till slash m, if you want to go beyond, this will be really useful. So this is all about this regular expression based patterns. And similarly, so we can go for like multiple other things. Yeah. So this to understand more about this re dot multiple line flag. So we have something like this. If I have a regular expression, observe carefully. We have class on regular expressions. So slash n like that. So this is our string. If I print it, it will come as this Python CLS. So Python RE so and so. Did you see now? So we have a class, this is so and so, because like there are regular expressions. Now, if I need to find a pattern, so if I need to find the word called as string, so this, if this need to be found, and I can do like a compile and get the results. So what I can do? I can do like a re.compile of this. So it should be at the starting. I wrote like a multi-line. So if I don't write multi-line, what will happen? So if I say that I am not writing multi-line, so I just wrote like this. Now, if I am starting with re.search and match, so and so like that, if I'm trying to find, you can observe. So I wrote like re.search and match, and to get the results. Now, did you see what happened? So when you're trying to search with this, so initially in this way, select slash and if I wrote, okay, you see that when you did a re.match, you got none. So match didn't go beyond. So this it need to start at the starting itself. But did you see that? So this is like in the starting of the new line, but not in the current line. So as you wrote this directly, it didn't work. But if I do the same thing again by writing a slash n, so print, if I write a print statement and I repeat the same thing. So re dot so and so, but this time with so like so it should be at the starting. Means I can write this kind of thing that it should be at the starting only. So like that also I can write. As something is not there, it will throw in error. Means group search is not giving anything. So that's why if I do a group, it is throwing an error. So rather, I can go for the third option. So instead of doing like this, so the third option is I can pass like a re dot so and so. If I do like this multi object, then like whenever I have this regular expression object, I can use it as it is. So in fact, if you want, I can print it. Say a regular expression object I can get and I can show it. So if you see now, it's gonna clear the screen and ask. Oh my God, I am the wrong place. Yeah, you see now. So when I have gone for this re.compile of multi-line, so even re.search will work. And if I do like a group for this one, second option also should work. Yeah, see here. So in the second option also you got when I did a group also. So that is the difference between this and that. And lastly, so after this, you need to understand that in regular expressions. So I showed a lot of things, but in summary, if you see, so these are all the various regular expressions we have discussed till now. So various operators which I mentioned. So all operators and Perl-based compatible regular expressions I told. Whenever you want to label, you can use. And once you created a label, how to use also I showed. So within the regular expression pattern only, once you create an object, the pattern if you want to reuse, so you can do it. So then like for the flags, I wrote specifically what kind of flags we have. So in the evolution process, there were like multiple things for the flags. You can do re.a or like re.ascii, re.i or re.ignore case. Local means like, so if you want like a local language, so multi-line. So all those things we can specify. So we have seen like match, search, compile. So full match. So which I didn't give. So just give a try. Full match, how it's working. And all the others also I show. And I gave some assignments also here. So try to complete these assignments. If you can complete these assignments, you will be ready perfect. And also I gave some assignments also as part of it. So these are like real world, the problems that you're facing. And this can help you address that real world things. And also I have one document which I created, so containing all the things which we have discussed till now. So it was created way back, so but like it has all the things in a sequence. So what are we have, just walk through it, it would be helping you. Also added like so some of the real world examples that you'll be facing, like how do you read a XML file. You have an XML file, so till now we know how to convert that entire XML to JSON or like parse the XML to read it. But sometimes things will be very big enough, so you need to do at very small time, because if you get a stream of data, so you cannot parse each of them, it will take a lot of time. In that case we can use regular expressions. In this example you can see that I am parsing the regular expression, so to get this particular pattern and get the values out of it, so it will take like even less than the other times. So that's what interesting. So whenever I have like multiple real-time use cases, I added some. So if you want to validate, only lowercase letters are there. So I am doing like this. Whenever you are given this kind of option, or like if I have the IP addresses information, if you want to identify valid IP addresses, or like a class A or class B, so IP addresses. So how do you validate? Or like if you're doing like web crawling or web scraping, how to get the data? If it is like HTTP or HTTPS, both the links if you want. So this is like an input to go for like Stack Overflow. If you give like a Stack Overflow, basically you get all the information out of it. So if you want to analyze only that, you can go with. You see, this is a real example. Stack Overflow, if you open the website, you have a lot of links. So if you want only specific links, you can go like this. So request is a module to get the data from another website or another web server like that. So that is advantage.